Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning and thanks for coming.
Good morning.
Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Sulasmi. Today I'm going to talk about improving students' speaking through communicative language teaching method. I have divided my presentation today into two sections. First one is the theory of communicative language teaching, and the second is teaching and learning activities in CLT. Before we start with the first section, let me tell you the reason why I chose this topic. So, communicative language teaching, or we can call it CLT, aims to make communicative competence as the goal of language teaching, and to develop techniques and procedures for teaching language skill that are based on interdependent aspects of language and communication. So let's start with the first section, theory of communicative language teaching. According to Richard and Roger in 1999, communicative competence in teaching language is start from a theory that language as the communication. So the goal of language teaching is to develop communicative competence. So CLT is a set of principles about teaching, including recommendation about method and syllabus, where the focus is on meaningful communication, not structure, and then use, not usage. In this approach, students are given tasks to accomplish using the language instead of studying the language. So, like I have said before, communicative language teaching aims to make communicative competence as the goal of language teaching, and to develop the technique and the method. So, as we know, communicative competence includes grammatical competence, sociolinguistic competence, and strategies. So, communicative competence abilities include knowledge or competence, and then proficiency in the application of the competencies in the communicative use of language, contextual and appropriate. So we move to the second section. Is about teaching and learning activities in communicative language teaching. During learning process of CLT, students are hoped to communicate orally and to overcome all of the components of communicative competence. And then the teacher here is being motivator, assessor, facilitator, and corrector during the students' discussion or speaking in front of the class. In addition, teacher also should make their lesson interesting, so it can make the students don't fall asleep during learning English. So learning activities in CLT focus on real oral communication with variety of language, without too focus on form of grammatical pattern. If distinguished with non-communicative activities which only focus on how to construct the sentence based on the terms of grammatical during learning process of English. So let me conclude my presentation today. Method is one of the important things that must be applied during teaching and learning process in the class, in order the purpose of teaching can be reached. So one of the method here can be used for teaching English speaking is communicative language teaching. Why? Because by applying this method, teaching speaking can be more effective, and it is also able to improve students' speaking achievement. I think enough. That's all about my presentation. If you have any question or suggestion, please feel free to ask me. Nayati, please.
Okay, I will do one question. My name is Mayanti, and my question is, what is the disadvantages of CLP method?
Well, the weaknesses of the disadvantages from this method is this method just appropriate for intermediate and advanced learner, not for beginner. Because what? Yeah. Any question? No, please.
What kind of methodology or technique that can work with CLP?
CLP. Well, there are some features here you can use it for this method. There are 8, but I'm still remember just 4. The first is focus on meaning, and then communicative competence is the goal, the desired goal, and then learner center, and the last is fluency is the primary goal. Well, I think enough. That's all about my presentation today. Thank you very much. I close by saying wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.